During E3 2019, my friends at RetroBit sponsored me one of their limited edition Super R-Type slash R-Type 3 Deluxe Edition reprints. I'd been interested in picking up this bundle for a while now. They've been out for over a year at this point, I believe, but I've just never taken the time to actually do it, and then I honestly kind of forgot about them until seeing them again at the booth. And with the upcoming Metal Storm bundle, I really wanted to check out the quality of their previous bundles just to kind of get a feel for what we're looking at when Metal Storm comes out later this year. So let's dig in. This is the R-Type Collector's Edition that comes with R-Type 3 and Super R-Type. I got this at E3 2019 from my friends over at RetroBit. So the game comes packaged on an SNES cart, comes with a certificate of authenticity, a hardcover notebook, 2 deluxe pins, original art prints, and a sticker collection. The sticker on the front of the packaging is on the outside plastic, so unfortunately once you take this off, this sticker will be gone. On the sides of the box, we are greeted with a wonderful star pattern. On the top, we can see the star pattern with Irem, and on the bottom, we have the star pattern with RetroBit. On the back, we see a wonderful representation of the R-Type spaceship and next level start. Actually having a hard time getting this plastic covering off. I'm not able to get it at the seam, so I'm actually quite impressed. I'm going to have to get my knife and, screwdriver bit and cut this sucker open. And we'll go ahead and get this plastic removed now from the box, and there we go. Now that the plastic's off, let's go ahead and admire this box a little bit more unobstructed. So this guy is really hard to open. I am pulling as hard as I can, and it still is not opening, and there we go. But the box is very strong, made of very thick cardboard, which I am personally fond of. I love thick boxes. Inside, we can see the certificate of authenticity. Mine is number 1407 out of 2900. Nothing on the back. Next up is the game box, and I really like this cover art. It's got the R-Type ship, it's got some good color splashes. The back has screenshots and descriptions of both games. Very, very nice. Feels a little bit thinner than I would like, but that's alright. It has the box protector to keep it safe. Underneath the game box, we have this separator that has the R-Type ship on it, as well as a couple of the extras. So first up is this envelope. Inside the envelope, we have some wonderful R-Type anime-inspired work, and I think it looks awesome. It depicts some of the different battles and upgrades. I love this one especially. I just love that beam coming out. And finally, we have the R-Type sticker set. So we have couple of shots of the ship and just logos, and that is it for everything inside the envelope. Next up is the hardcover notebook. This is just a blank notebook that has the R-Type 3 and Super R-Type logo at the top. Tons of pages in this. I might have to use this for my replacement notebook when I run out of my current one. Underneath the notebook, we have our 2-pin set that includes the ship and its attachment. Again, this is a very thick box. I'm very happy, especially considering it's going to be housing all of these nice little collectibles in here, and it will be keeping that SNES style box safe, because again, that box does feel a little thinner than I personally prefer, but with all the extra protection this big box is going to offer, I'm not feeling too concerned about it. Now let's go ahead and get this SNES box open so we can get our first glimpse of the game itself. So I'm just going to cut this open. Going to pull the plastic off, and it kind of got stuck on me here, so I'm just going to slide it out. Now let's go ahead and get this one open so we can see what we're dealing with inside. We have a plastic cartridge holder. This isn't cardboard like on an old school SNES game, which is fine. And there's our cartridge, and we have a manual. So the cartridge is a traditional SNES style cart, unlike RetroBit's other reprintings of things like Joe and Mac where they use custom carts. The label does have some bubbling around the edges, but it smoothed out when I ran my finger over it, so I'll have to keep an eye out for that, see if anything ever really comes of that. But feels good. Now let's take a look at the instruction booklet. So it's fully colored. You can see some more artwork here in the front, and then we have all of the attachments and everything just described to us. And then there is also a Japanese version of it all in the back. On the back of the manual, we also have a special thanks section. When you first boot the game, you're greeted with the menu that says RType 3 and Super RType and asked to press start. So after pressing start, you get to select which game you want to play, and both games seem to run flawlessly. Check it out. I decided to bite the bullet and grab one of the last available copies of HolyDiver for the NES as well. So this guy is sadly out of stock. If you can manage to find one anywhere, grab it. They are no longer available, so pretty much your last chance to find one if you can. But let's go ahead and take a look at this guy as well. This is HolyDiver for the NES. It is the collector's edition from RetroBit. It comes with an exclusive sticker collection, original art prints, hardcover notebook, and a figure pin and collectible pin, as well as a boxed NES copy of HolyDiver. On each side of the box, we could see the HolyDiver logo. On the top is the Irem logo, and on the back, we get a nice logo, and that this is from RetroBit. Taking a lesson from opening the RType collection, I just went ahead and cut this guy open right from the get-go instead of trying to manually pull it apart, which was a good thing. This box is, in my opinion, a little more classy than the RType one. I really like these border edges. I think they look nice. This box was also much easier to open than RType. I'm not sure what was going on with my RType copy, but it was really hard. So this is copy number 1099 out of 2900. The cover art for the HolyDiver box is really, really pretty. I'm really digging this. I think it looks great. There is a sticker on the front that says if you're trying to use this in an out-of-region NES, just to hit the reset button to make it work if you're having issues. On the back, we can also see a nice selection of screenshots and a game description. Taking a look at the outer box, we can see it is once again very thick. The separator now has a cheat code, it looks like, but let's go ahead and pull this open. Underneath, we can see an envelope. It says power-ups on the back. Inside is a couple of original art pieces, and these look really cool. I love that it's depicting moments from the game. I think it looks fantastic. There are also stickers of in-game enemies, as well as the main character and the HolyDiver logo. Moving on, we have the hardcover notebook, just like in RType. So this is going to be a blank notebook, and it has the HolyDiver logo, as well as the Japanese version down at the bottom. And again, this thing has so many pages, so if I decide to, I can use both of these as replacement notebooks, and I will be set for a long time. Underneath the notebook, we have our collectible pin, as well as this figure pin. I've never actually seen a figure pin before, so I'm not exactly sure what I'll do with this guy. I kind of want to do something with it. It's big, it looks nice, it's cool, so I really need to think of something to do with this. If you have a suggestion, go ahead and leave it down in the comments. Moving on to the game itself, went ahead and got this plastic cut open, and we're just going to go ahead and get this pulled out. Once again, this box art is really pretty. It definitely feels a class up over RType. The box is still a little bit thinner than I'd like, but again, these have these huge outer box protectors, so I'm not too concerned about it. Inside the box, we have a small piece of plastic to keep the game from moving around. There is also the NES cartridge, which is inspired by a real NES cart, unlike the Data East All-Star Collection. There is also the NES cart protector and a manual. The label on this guy doesn't look like it's bubbling anywhere like on the RType collection, which is good. I love this character portrait on the back of the cartridge, and I love that it has its own little NES cartridge protector like a real game did back in the day. The instruction manual is once again fully in color. No artwork in the front this time, but we do get the controls and as well as items that appear throughout the game and power-ups you can collect. And just like before, the back of the manual is the Japanese version. Since HolyDiver isn't a multi-cart game like the RType collection, it will boot straight into the main menu where we can then press start and hop into the action. Overall, I am very happy with the quality of both of these collector edition sets. I am a little disappointed that the inner boxes are a little bit thinner, but again, they have these huge cardboard boxes to protect them, so that's kind of a nitpick at this point. The RType label also did have slight bubbling to it, but I was able to get that smoothed out just with a quick rundown of my finger. But I'm a little bit iffy about having label bubbling, so it's unfortunate that was on this one. Again, HolyDiver didn't seem to exhibit that, but again, it's smoothed out, so I'm going to keep an eye on that and maybe make a post about it later if it reappears. It's been about a week since I've opened these, and it hasn't popped back up, so I'm hopeful. But again, I really wanted to check these guys out just to kind of see the quality RetroBit puts into their reproductions. And the pack-ins, cartridges, the way the games run are all top-notch, so I'm really looking forward to Metal Storm. It's going to be available on Castlemania Games, Limited Run Games, and Amazon, I believe, sometime this year. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If quality of these is any indication, it is going to be a good one, so I can't wait. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I want to send a special shout out again to RetroBit for supplying the RType limited edition, and for Castlemania Games for getting the HolyDiver Collector's Edition shipped out so promptly. I did buy HolyDiver myself, guys. The only product in this that was sponsored to me was RType. As always, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that sub button, notification bell, and if you'd like to help support this channel, see more unboxing videos like this, consider hitting that join button or maybe supporting me over on Patreon. The link should be on screen now. Every donation goes directly back into supporting the channel, which means more content for all of you. But thank you all so much again. We'll see you all back next video.